Hey everyone, and welcome back. We're doing a deep dive today on something kind of different.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It is. It really is.
It's inspired by a movie.
It is. Have you ever seen that movie, Phenomenon,
I have.
with John Travolta?
Yeah,
So good.
it
It's
is.
the one where he suddenly develops these incredible abilities.
Right,
And I'm not going to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it,
right.
but I
Well,
always remember this one scene,
okay.
and it's where he's talking about buying someone's chairs.
Yeah, buying someone's chairs.
And it just always stuck with me.
It is a very evocative.
It is. And it's
Yeah.
so interesting to look at it from a relationships perspective.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do today.
So,
Our source material is an article called Buying Your Partner's Chairs,
okay.
which is based on that concept from the movie.
Okay, yeah. So what's fascinating about that scene is how he explains it to his friend.
Yeah.
He says, every woman has her chair, something she needs to put herself into. It sounds a bit cryptic.
It does.
But it's actually a really powerful metaphor for understanding what
Yeah.
makes someone tick.
So, okay, let's break it down.
Okay.
What are these chairs we're talking about?
Well, the article explains that these chairs aren't literal chairs.
Okay.
It's more like a metaphor for
Yeah.
the essential aspects of a person's identity.
Yeah.
Their passions, their purpose,
Mm-hmm.
the things that light them up
Oh,
and make them feel alive. It's
interesting.
like giving their life meaning.
Right.
Those things that make them feel seen and valued.
So it's like getting to know your partner on a deeper level
Right.
beyond just the surface stuff.
Yeah, it's about understanding what drives them, what brings them joy,
Right.
and what makes them feel like they're living a life
Yeah.
that's true to themselves.
It makes me think about those times when you see someone so engrossed in something they love,
Yeah.
whether it's painting
Yeah.
or playing music
Hmm.
or even just geeking out about some topic. They
Right.
just have this spark,
Yes.
this sense of fulfillment that you can feel.
That you can feel.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about
Yeah.
when we refer to someone's chairs.
Yeah.
Recognizing those things that make them feel most themselves
Yeah.
and finding ways to support and encourage those parts of them.
So I think I'm getting a better idea of what these chairs represent,
Okay.
but how do we buy them?
Right.
It's not like we're going furniture shopping.
No, it's not about material things.
Right.
It's more about actively supporting
Okay.
your partner's passions and pursuits
Mm-hmm.
in a genuine and meaningful way.
Okay.
Showing up for them practically and emotionally
Yeah.
to help them nurture those core parts of themselves.
So for example, say my partner's super passionate about photography.
Okay.
Buying their chair
Mm-hmm.
could be encouraging them to take a class.
Yes.
Or giving them the space and time to go out and practice.
Exactly.
Or maybe even helping them set up a home studio or something.
Yeah, it's about making a conscious effort
Right.
to support their passions,
Right.
even if you don't personally connect with them.
Yeah.
Recognizing that their chairs are just as important as yours,
Right.
and finding ways to help them thrive.
It makes me think about how important it is to feel seen and supported
Yeah.
in a relationship.
Yes.
Knowing that your partner
Yeah.
not only accepts, but celebrates.
Accepts and celebrates.
Things that make you you.
Exactly.
And the article makes this connection
Yes.
between buying someone's chairs
Right.
and some pretty powerful psychological theories,
Powerful psychological theories.
like self-actualization and attachment theory.
Hmm.
Whoa, you're speaking my language now.
Okay.
Tell me more about that.
Okay, well, let's think about Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Okay.
Remember that pyramid?
Oh, yeah.
Where self-actualization sits at the very top,
Yeah.
reaching your full potential,
Right.
living a life that feels meaningful and fulfilling.
Yeah, I remember learning about that in psych class.
Right.
But how does that connect to buying chairs?
Because when you actively support your partner's chairs,
Yeah,
you're essentially helping them
right.
move towards self-actualization,
Oh.
providing the encouragement, the resources, the space they need
Okay.
to pursue the things that bring their life. Meaning,
Interesting.
it's like you're helping them unlock their highest potential
Right.
just by being present and supportive.
So powerful.
Yeah.
It makes you realize that those little acts
Right.
can have a huge impact on someone's well-being.
Absolutely.
What about attachment theory? How does that fit in?
Well, attachment theory really explores how we form bonds
Yeah.
in relationships. And what's interesting is that when you consistently support your partner's chairs,
Yeah.
you're essentially demonstrating
Uh-huh.
that they can count on you,
Oh,
that you're there for them no matter what.
interesting.
You're building that sense of security and trust
Right.
that's so essential.
Right.
for a healthy relationship.
Yeah, it's like creating that safe and supportive space.
Yes.
Where your partner feels comfortable pursuing their passions.
Right.
Knowing that you'll be there to cheer them on every step of the way.
It deepens the bond.
Yeah,
It creates a stronger foundation.
Yeah. Okay, so we've talked about the theory, the psychology, but let's get practical.
Okay.
How do we actually buy our partner's chairs
Right.
in our everyday lives?
One of the simplest but most powerful things
Yeah.
is just being present.
Okay.
Put down your phone, close your laptop,
Right.
and truly listen.
Mm-hmm.
When your partner's talking about their passions,
Yeah.
ask questions.
Right.
Engage with what they're saying.
Uh-huh.
Show genuine interest.
It's about making them feel heard and understood.
Exactly.
Like their passions matter to you.
Right.
And sometimes it's even about making small adjustments to our schedules to accommodate their chair time.
Like maybe offering to watch the kids.
Right.
So they can have a few hours to work on their novel.
Yes.
Or maybe rearranging the weekend plans to attend their photography exhibit or something.
It's about those little acts of consideration that show you're invested in their pursuits.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But pursuing passions
Yeah.
isn't always easy.
Right.
There are going to be challenges along the way.
Absolutely.
So how can we support our partners when they hit those roadblocks?
Well, when things get tough,
Yeah.
the most important thing is to be a good listener.
Okay.
Let your partner vent their frustrations. Offer a shoulder to cry on if needed.
Okay.
Resist the urge to jump in and fix everything.
Right.
Sometimes people just need to feel heard and validated before they can move forward.
It's about creating that safe space for them to be vulnerable and process those emotions without judgment.
Exactly.
And then when they are ready to problem solve, you can help them brainstorm solutions.
Right.
But it's their chair.
It is.
It's their passion.
It is.
Let them take the lead.
Exactly.
Offer support and guidance when asked.
Yeah.
But avoid taking over.
Avoid taking over.
This whole conversation is making me think about those times when my partner's feeling discouraged about their writing.
Right.
And I tend to jump in with all this advice.
Yeah.
But maybe what they really need
Yeah.
is just for me to listen, acknowledge their struggles.
Sometimes the most powerful support you can offer is just believing in them.
Right.
Even when they doubt themselves.
Yeah.
Remind them of their strengths, their past successes, and why they fell in love with their chair in the first place.
It's like being their cheerleader.
Yeah.
Their unwavering support.
Unwavering support.
No matter the obstacles.
Exactly. But, you know,
Yeah.
it's not always easy. To navigate this perfectly,
Right.
there are some common pitfalls
Oh, really?
couples might fall into.
Okay, I want to hear about this.
Okay.
I want to avoid those.
All right. So one common trap
Yeah.
is neglecting your own chairs
Oh,
in the process of supporting your partners.
that makes sense.
You can get so caught up cheering them on
Yeah.
that you forget to nurture your own passions.
Right.
And that can lead to resentment and imbalance in the relationship.
Makes sense.
It's crucial to find that sweet spot
Yeah.
where you're both supporting each other's chairs,
Uh-huh.
but also carving out time for your own growth and fulfillment.
It's like they say you can't pour from an empty cup.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Another common challenge is misinterpreting
Oh.
what your partner's chair actually is.
Yeah.
It's easy to project our
Yeah.
own interests or values onto them,
Yeah.
but that can backfire.
It can.
So it's important to approach this
Yeah.
with an open mind and a genuine curiosity, right?
Understand what truly makes them tick.
Yeah.
Rather than assuming we already know.
And remember those open and honest conversations we talked about earlier
Right.
are crucial.
Yes.
Checking in regularly, asking questions.
Asking questions.
That can help ensure you're both on the same page.
Right.
What are some other challenges?
Okay, well, another potential pitfall
Yeah.
is offering support in a way that feels controlling or intrusive.
Oh,
You might have the best intentions,
yeah.
but sometimes your partner just needs space
Right.
to figure things out on their own.
Yeah, I could see that.
You get so eager to help,
Yeah.
you end up micromanaging their process
Right.
or offering advice that feels more like criticism.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's about finding that balance
Right.
between being supportive
Yeah.
and respecting their autonomy.
Right.
Remember,
Yeah.
it's their chair,
Yeah.
their passion.
Their passion.
Let them take ownership.
Right. Even if they make mistakes along the way.
It's like being a cheerleader, not a coach.
Exactly.
We'll offer guidance when asked,
Yeah.
but trust them to steer their own ship.
Exactly.
This is all such valuable insight.
It is.
I'm starting to see how nuanced this whole concept is.
Right.
It's not just about blindly supporting everything they do.
Yeah.
It's about understanding their needs, respecting their boundaries, and finding ways to support their passions in a way that feels authentic. And empowering. You got it.
And the beauty of this is that this concept can evolve and adapt. As your relationship grows and changes.
Makes sense.
Your partner's chairs might shift over time.
Right.
That's perfectly normal.
So it's an ongoing process of discovery, communication, and support. It's about staying attuned to each other's needs.
Yes.
And being willing to adjust our approach as needed. Okay. I think hearing about some real-life examples would really solidify this concept.
It would.
So in our next segment,
we're
going to delve into some inspiring stories of couples who have successfully embraced this buying each other's chairs philosophy.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm so ready for those real-life examples.
Okay, so...
It's always so inspiring to hear about couples who are like putting these concepts into practice. It just makes it feel so much more tangible and relatable.
It does.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, okay, this is something we can actually do.
Right. So I was talking to this couple recently. Let's call them Sarah and Mark. They've been together for like over a decade.
Wow.
And they just seem to have this buying each other's chairs thing down.
Okay.
Sarah's a musician.
Okay.
A really passionate one. And Mark is a software developer.
Interesting.
And when they first started dating, Mark admitted that he didn't know that much about music at all.
Interesting. So how did he start buying her chair?
Right.
If he wasn't even into the same things?
He started by just showing up.
Okay.
He went to all of Sarah's gigs. Even if he didn't totally get the music at first, he asked her questions about her creative process.
Right.
He helped her set up and tear down her equipment.
Yeah.
Just being present and supportive.
It sounds like he was really making an effort.
He was.
To enter her world and understand what made her tick.
Exactly. And, you know, as Sarah's music career started taking off, Mark stepped up his support even more.
Okay.
He helped her build a website, manage her social media.
Wow.
Even negotiate contracts.
Wow, that's amazing.
He became her biggest advocate. While still, excelling in his own tech career.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So it's a great example of that balance we were talking about.
Right.
You know, supporting each other's passions.
Yes.
Without neglecting your own.
Absolutely.
Did Sarah reciprocate?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
She bought Mark's chair in her own way.
Okay, how so?
She encouraged his coding projects, celebrated his wins in the tech world.
Right.
She even started learning some basic coding herself.
Oh.
Just so they could kind of have a shared language and understanding.
That's so sweet.
It was really cool.
It sounds like they weren't just supporting each other.
Right.
But they were really trying to understand and participate in each other's worlds.
Exactly. And it's clear that their investment in each other's chairs has been a major factor in their long-lasting and happy relationship.
I love that.
But, you know, every couple is different.
Right.
Buying chairs can look totally different.
Of course.
In every relationship.
Do you have another example that might show a different approach?
I do. I know another couple. Let's call them Emily and David, who have a slightly different dynamic. Emily is a freelance writer who loves her solitude and flexibility. And David is a total social butterfly.
Oh, that sounds like it could be a clash of chairs.
It could be.
How do they make it work?
Well, they figured out how to respect each other's chair space.
Okay.
So Emily has a dedicated writing nook where she can work undisturbed.
Right.
And David has his regular social gatherings with friends.
Okay.
They've set those boundaries to allow them to pursue their passions without stepping on each other's toes.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Sometimes buying someone's chair isn't about actively participating.
Right.
It's about respecting the space and time they need.
Exactly.
For sure.
And for Emily and David, buying each other's chairs also involves encouraging each other to step outside their comfort zones from time to time.
Interesting.
So Emily will join David for a social event every now and then.
Okay.
And David will make an effort to spend a quiet evening at home with Emily.
Oh, that's nice. So it's about finding that balance again.
Right.
Between honoring those individual needs, but also encouraging each other to grow and expand.
It is
I love that.
It's a beautiful dance.
It is. These real-life examples have been so helpful.
Good.
It really drives home the point.
It does.
That this isn't just some fluffy concept.
No, it's not.
It's a practical way to create more fulfilling and supportive relationships.
Absolutely.
For sure. And I think sometimes that's what people need to hear.
They do.
Yeah.
It's those everyday acts of understanding
Yeah.
and support and appreciation that make a difference in the long run.
So as we wrap up this segment, what's the key takeaway you want listeners to remember?
Remember that buying someone's chairs isn't about like grand gestures or material possessions. It's about those small, consistent acts of showing up for your partner, understanding what makes them tick, and supporting them in pursuing those things that light them up. Yes.
It's about seeing their passions as an integral part of who they are and creating space for them to thrive.
It's about recognizing that your partner's happiness and fulfillment are just as important as your own.
Right.
And that supporting their journey, even if it's different from yours, ultimately strengthens the bond between you.
Beautifully said. So listeners, take this concept. See how it resonates with your own relationships. What chairs are you buying?
Ooh, good question.
What chairs might need a little more attention?
I love that.
Yeah.
This deep dive has been so insightful and inspiring.
Good.
I know I'm walking away with a fresh perspective and a renewed sense of purpose in my own relationship.
I love that.
Thanks for joining us on this journey of discovery, everyone.
Yeah.
Until next time, keep exploring.
Keep exploring.
Keep supporting each other's chairs.
Deep supporting.
And keep diving deep. I love hearing about those real-life examples.
Yeah, they're always so inspiring. It makes it feel a lot more real.
Yeah, for sure. So I was talking to this couple. Let's call them Sarah and Mark. They've been together for over a decade.
Wow.
And they seem to have this buying each other's chairs thing down pat.
Okay.
So Sarah's a musician.
Okay.
And Mark is a software developer.
Okay.
When they first started dating, Mark admitted that he didn't really know much about music at all.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So how did he start buying her chair if he wasn't even really into music?
Well, he started by just showing up. You know, he went to all of Sarah's gigs. Even if he didn't totally get the music. He would ask her questions about her creative process.
Okay.
He'd help her set up and tear down her equipment.
Yeah.
Just being present and supportive.
It sounded like he was really making an effort to enter her world.
Yeah, he was.
And understand what made her tick.
Exactly. And as Sarah's music career started taking off, Mark stepped up his support even more.
Okay.
He helped her build a website, manage her social media.
Wow.
Even negotiate contracts.
That's awesome.
He became her biggest advocate.
That's so great.
All while still excelling in his own tech career.
It's a great example of that balance we were talking about.
Yes, it is.
You know, supporting each other's passions.
Yes.
But not neglecting your own.
Absolutely.
So did Sarah buy his chair, too.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
She bought Mark's chair in her own way.
Okay, how?
She encouraged his coding projects, celebrated his wins in the tech world. She even started learning some basic coding herself.
Wow.
Just so they could kind of have a shared language.
Yeah, that's so sweet.
It was very cool.
Yeah, so it sounds like they weren't just supporting each other.
No.
But really trying to understand and participate in each other's worlds.
Exactly. And it's clear that, like, their investment in each other's chairs has been a major factor in their long-lasting happy relationship.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think it's so important to see that these concepts can actually lead to those kinds of outcomes.
They can. And, you know, every couple is different.
Right.
Buying chairs can look different in every relationship.
Of course.
Oh.
Do you have any other examples that might illustrate a different way to approach it?
Yeah, I know another couple. Let's call them Emily and David.
Yeah, okay.
They have a slightly different dynamic.
Yeah.
Emily is a freelance writer who really values her solitude and flexibility.
Okay.
And David is a total social butterfly.
Oh, that sounds like a potential clash of chairs.
It could be.
That's how they make it work.
Well, they figured out how to respect each other's chair space.
Okay.
Emily has a dedicated writing nook where she can work undisturbed.
Right.
And David has his regular social gatherings with friends.
No.
They set those boundaries that allow them to pursue those passions without stepping on each other's toes.
That's a really great point.
Yeah.
That sometimes buying someone's chair isn't about active participation.
Right. It's about respecting the space and time they need to pursue it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And for Emily and David, buying each other's chairs also involves encouraging each other to step outside their comfort zones from time to time.
Interesting.
So Emily will join David for a social event every now and then.
Okay.
And David makes an effort to spend a quiet evening at home with Emily.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So again, finding that balance, honoring those individual needs, but also encouraging each other to grow and expand.
Yeah. It really is like a beautiful dance.
It is. Those real-life examples have been so helpful.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah, it really drives home the point that this isn't just some fluffy concept.
Right.
It's a practical way to build stronger relationships.
It is.
And I think hearing about other couples who are doing it successfully just makes it feel so much more attainable.
It does. It makes it real.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
what's the one thing you really want our listeners to take away?
Buying someone's chairs isn't about like grand gestures or material things.
Right.
It's about those small, consistent acts of showing up for your partner.
Yeah.
Understanding what makes them tick.
Right.
Supporting them in pursuing those things that light them up.
Yeah.
It's about seeing their passions as an integral part of who they are.
Yeah.
And creating space for them to thrive.
It's about recognizing that your partner's happiness and fulfillment are just as important as your own.
Yes.
And that by supporting their journey, even if it's different from yours, you ultimately strengthen the bond between you.
Beautifully said. So listeners, I encourage you to take this concept and see how it resonates in your own relationships. What chairs are you buying?
That's a great question.
And what chairs might need a little more attention?
I love that.
Yeah.
This has been such an insightful and inspiring conversation.
I agree.
I know I'm walking away with a lot to think about.
Good.
And a renewed sense of purpose in my own relationship.
That's great to hear.
So thank you so much for joining us today on this deep dive.
Of course.
Everyone, until next time, keep exploring.
Keep exploring.
Keep supporting each other's chairs.
Keep supporting.
And keep diving